In my most recent video, I made the point of people's feelings of pain when relationships end doesn't come from them ending, but from the betrayal of what was promised and what was agreed upon being. Now, obviously, life is unpredictable and things end. Now, it made me reflect on that point as well in the last week or so. In my own case, in my life, my father passed away in the last week and a half. And as would be expected, I've been reflecting on those things too. Again, as I predicted not long ago, my heart was broken and still feels a lot of loss. But there's no betrayal there. And upon reflection of my father's passing, the large degree of pain that I felt so acutely on those first few days, I realized it was right to feel that because I loved him so much. And here's the thing that came to my mind. I would have it no other way. You know, what would I have done? Not love my father? Not care about somebody? Not invest in the relationship with my father just so I could lessen the pain afterwards? No. You know, the degree of pain we feel in relationships and when they end is the degree of pain we feel on the other end. You know, great highs, great love, great loss, great pain. Now, this is what I've been talking about in a lot of videos of guys just hiding and playing it safe. You can stay in the middle line and not feel much joy, not risk very much, and then you don't lose very much at all. I've always wanted to feel most alive. I want to feel as much as I can in life and get the most out of my life. And I want to enjoy my experiences with people as well as with my callings and hobbies and pastimes and things I like doing. I jump into the deep end and have a confidence that I can swim without, any kind of irrational fear. I know I'll kind of be okay. There might be a little bit of a risk, but all in all, the vast majority of probability would be that I'll recover from jumping in the deep end and not really knowing what's there, but I trust I can swim. And that's so with people too. Now, I'm not advocating being reckless, blindly trying to marry a stripper and make her a wife and have children with this person. If you're so inclined to be traditional, you do what you want to do. But I've talked to people who, in their language and in themselves and who they are, they really want a family one day. And some people take the most sensible path if they want that and you can't talk them out of it, where they will get to know somebody and they will need their trust earned with them over 6 to 10 years before they will even think of whether it's moving in or getting engaged if, you've got that course and nothing can stop you doing that. That's a more sensible approach rather than being reckless with the first girl you meet within the honeymoon period and just sort of getting hitched, move in together and you get married and she becomes pregnant. I'm not talking about being reckless. I'm talking about getting the most out of your life, getting the most out of your friendships. Call your friends up. Tell people you care about them. So what I learnt and what really came to the fore with my father's passing was I'd have it no other way. I don't care about feeling this pain because I loved him so much. I would offer to be mindful of those things in all aspects of your life. Don't hide. Don't stay at zero and barely take one step up because you know that the pain of a potential loss of that step up would mean a -1 step down. No. Live life to 10 rationally and sensibly know that if you lose that, you will feel the corresponding negative pain to that thing too. But what would you rather have? Barely living, so you barely feel any pain or loss, or living as best you can and as much as you can, and caring and loving as much as you can, and then realizing that you may, and in a lot of aspects like the passing of someone you care about or ending of relationships, they will end and you feel a lot of pain as well, barely acutely, usually at one specific Archimedean point in time, but then later on it gets better. I'm not talking about being reckless. Again, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm saying don't stop yourself from living life as much as you really would like to, simply because you're worried about it not working out or you're worried about losing it in the end. Because most things you will. Time takes away so many things. So that's been the big reveal for me in the last week or so with my father's passing. I don't regret the pain I feel. It's such a big pain. It's because I cared about him so much on the other end. And it's worth it. I'll take this pain. I don't care. I've had a lifetime with a good dad. So of course, when he passes, I'm going to feel a lot of pain and loss and grief. That's the way it should be. I would say, think about some of that with the things you want to do in your life, and not simply staying safe in your cage, not enjoying your life a little bit because you don't want one bit of loss. The greater the loss, as long as it's recoverable, the greater the loss on the opposite end usually illustrates the amount of joy you had from the thing that you feel pain in losing. Anyway, something to think about, gentlemen. I'll talk to you later. Oh, and by the way, if you subscribe, hit the bell icon, hit all so you're notified of every video. Support my work in any way you want to. Links below, and I'll talk to you later, gentlemen.